Hi. How you doing? Uh, it's been a minute. I'm gonna say about a couple days. Uh, Today's date is March 13th. I'm Chris, of course. Uh, I'd say I'm the Christ bearer. Why? Because I am religious. I don't follow any organized religion because a lot of my beliefs, a lot of my views, really aren't going to get accepted. I really don't think, and a lot of people don't. They don't want to critically think, and that's I like critical thinking. But yeah, anyways, uh, I want to talk about a lot of deception that's going on in this world today. I've noticed an extreme amount. I mean, hell, you just got the Vault 7. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you heard about the Vault 7. If not, it's basically just a whole vault of the CIA admitting that they're overstepping their bounds, but yet we're not doing anything about it. I mean, I guess we can't. They are the CIA, and we need them. But I want to talk about some other things. A lot of deception. I mean, in this world today, there's a lot of hate, anger. People are a lot of quick to a lot of things. I mean, yeah, we go around and say peace, love, and all this stuff, but really, you got damn near every country in this world getting pissed off, on high edge, tense, and everything. But let's let's start with what we got today. I mean, there was stuff to check out before, but I'm kind of glad I sat back and observed. But I'm gonna make a more effort to post pretty much every day. So I do hope that you subscribe. Please, please subscribe. I like to hear and see from you. If not, check out my Facebook page. Uh, send me a link and go to Chris Schaefer. You can check that out. But anyways, let's talk about what's going on today, March 13th. You got Iran. Iran. They are doing a mass production of their tank, and their tank resembles the Russian the Russian T-90. Now, the T-90, I'm pretty sure that's the Tiger. The Tiger 90. Now, don't get me wrong, the Tigers they're pretty rough. Russia knows how to make their tanks, but we have the Abrams. Lima's not too far from here. That's where I was at. I'll admit that's where I was born, and I was proud because Lima and Georgia, they're the only places that really make the Abrams tank, and that's a beast. Yeah, it's a beast. But anyways, you got Iran. Iran's making a mass production of this tank, and we're not at war with them. I mean, they're pretty much sitting in the background. But this is my question. Around mid 2000s, teen 2000s, not too far long ago, didn't Iran boast that they have uranium and they will be using it to make nuclear warheads? I could have sworn that's what it was. And I'm pretty sure we had a little beef with them, just like we kind of do with Russia. But we never really went after them like we have with Libya, Syria, Crimea. And that's odd to me. That is very odd. And it kind of seems a little deceptive. Uh, so let me show you something I mean, why are we over in Syria? Why have we been in Lebanon? Why have we been in Iraq? I mean, come on now. Iraq, Bush even said that, hey, they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. That's the whole reason why we went over there. Saddam Hussein, he was just mouthing off. He didn't have anything. We sent planes and everything, and they didn't have nothing. The CIA, mind you, told us, oh yeah, they have weapons. But yeah, when we flew over, no. And Bush even confirmed that. No, they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. So I think Bush kind of had a little vendetta, wanted to finish what his daddy started with the Gulf War and Desert Storm. My fault. And I want to show you something. This is something that I found quite interesting. I mean, I hope that you follow the Bible a little bit. If not, maybe this will help you. But it is what it is. So let me just show you something right quick here. Now this, let me see if I can get it on here. Oh, maybe not. Alright. Well, what I'm going to show you is, I'm pretty sure every Bible has a map on the back. Okay? So let's check it out. See that little area right there? Mesopotamia. You see that? Right above there is Iran. Now, let me see if I can do it this way. Right over here, this is Iran. There's Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. Lebanon's up in there too. Now, what is so distinguished about Mesopotamia? Well, because we'll get to Iran. But Mesopotamia, there's something weird about that. I really don't think that we're going to mess with Iran because they don't hold any value. Now, what I mean by value, I don't mean oil and all that, because that's what a lot of people say, that we're over in Iraq. Persia Gulf was that same way, or Desert Storm, whatever. They were saying that, we're going over there for the oil. If we was over there for the oil, I would think gas prices would be down below $1 by now. I mean, come on. Let's one and two together. If we wasn't over there for the weapons, and we're not over there for the oil, then what are we over there for? This is the deception part. This is where you have to sort out the truth, find out the truth. The truth is, we weren't over there for the oil. Otherwise, the gas would be dropping. We weren't over there for the weapons. They didn't have any. Lebanon clearly did not have the weapons, but they were Gaddafi. Had gold. He didn't want any currency. We have a currency. It's by the Federal Reserve. I'll get into that. So please, if you subscribe, we're going to dive into that. Trust me. Here, look. Check this out. Check this out. See, we got one page there. Another page there. I don't have the news desk or the news resources like InfoWars, AMTV, or CNN, NBC. I don't have all that. I just have me and what I observe. I'm an average Joe kind of guy. And I try to put one and two together because I'm worried about me and I'm worried about my kids. And I'm worried about those that I care about. I really only care about one person. Granted, they don't want me around right now. A course of action, but maybe I can fix that later in life. But, anyways, Mesopotamia. Why is that so significant? And like I said in my earlier post, that art, history, religion, they all tie in together. So let me show you something here. Let me show you. You might not be religious, but I'm going to point out a couple of things that I found out. Observed. So, I want to go in the Old Testament, okay, in my Bible, and it's going to be Genesis, because, alright, look, this is what I'm going to tell you about the Bible. The Bible's been doctored. Stuff's been taken out, stuff's been rewritten. That's the fact. It's been around for 2,000 years, and to think that no man has ever touched it, you got to be ridiculous. But Old Testament has 3 religions. I'm pretty sure it's either Islamic or Muslim, one of them two. Jewish and Christian and Catholic. So the Old Testament really isn't going to get messed with as much. The New Testament, on the other hand, will. I mean, it's stated in the Bible that, hey, Christians are going to be persecuted. So take away the Word of God, alter it so they don't have a complete connection, and that was their goal. But you are your church. You are your connection to God, to Jesus. That's all you need. The Bible is just a reference. It helps you along the way. It helps guide you. But anyways, let's check out Old Testament Genesis. This is going to get into Iran. Trust me on this. On why I don't think we're messing with Iran and we're messing with everybody else. So let's go to Genesis chapter 5 and let's do, where are we going to go? Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's go to chapter 5, verse 18. Jared lived 162 years and begot Enoch. 162 years. That's a long time for a dude to live. And if you think that's some kind of fairy tale, it's not. Okay, you haven't grasped the concept. You probably went to Bible church, you probably heard people talking, and it's probably some fairy tale, about the 40 days, 40 nights, parting the Red Sea and all that stuff. But let's think about this in a realistic aspect, okay? In our realistic, physical reality. Having clouds over the sky for 40 days, 40 nights, that's really not realistic, is it? No. I mean, come on now. I didn't even buy it. I mean, that's why the Bible's always been a fairy tale until recently. Recently I put stuff together. But if you have a fermentation over the earth, and the earth I'll get into, because it's not a globe like what you think. And I'm not saying it's flat. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. But it's not a globe. We haven't been to the moon. I'll get into that too. Trust me. Anyways, point at hand. Fermentation. What is a fermentation? Think of a fermentation like what Eskimos do. They live in Alaska. How the hell can they do that? Alaska, the Arctic Circle and all that. But what do they live in? A fermentation. What is that? An igloo. Inside that igloo, they live, sleep, they stay warm. Fire. They stay warm in there. Now, okay, so let's say the world had a fermentation. Like an igloo. More compression. More oxygen. Wait a minute. If you have that fermentation, a lot of stuff's going to be compressed. More oxygen. Well, damn, doesn't oxygen help your white blood cells? I mean, when you get a football player and he runs 90 yards, catches the ball, running, touchdown. He goes to that sideline, he sucks on some of that oxygen. What's that do? That helps give him air. That helps increase his white blood cells. That helps with your health, your recovery. Now, if you have white blood cells in a fermentation, that means you're going to live longer. You're going to get bigger. You're going to heal quicker. Plants are going to get bigger. So are animals. Smithsonian displays a lot of this stuff. But the Smithsonian is deceptive as well. I'll point that out. All you gotta do is subscribe and I'm gonna get to it. Trust me, I have so much on my mind that I just have to get out. The Smithsonian is very deceptive. But let's just say this fermentation, okay? Compression, got a little bit more oxygen. And that's when God, wanted to do his thing. Wanted to flood this place. So instead of having the heat from the inside, heat from the outside, starts raining. I mean, we're seeing raindrops. It's coming because this fermentation ice cap is melting. Makes a lot of sense. Ice cap, ice age, water. But anyways, we'll get into that. I'm just saying that's very highly possible of how people live that long. I mean, I would like to live that long. Don't get me wrong, I would. I mean, life's a pain in the ass, but I'm pretty sure after a couple of years that you'd get used to it. I mean, you'd adapt. I mean, you wouldn't be old and all wrinkly and unable to do stuff. You'd probably be 300 years old, acting like you're 30. But anyways, let's do this. Jared lived 162 years and begot Enoch. Enoch's mentioned one time. After he begot Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had sons and daughters. 800 years. Damn. That's a lot of time. So all the days of Jared was 962 years and he died. He's not the oldest though, trust me on that. Enoch is twice mentioned. Lived 65 years and begot Methuselah. Now Methuselah, for like a little reference, I'm pretty sure my mom told me that guy was the oldest in the Bible. Like, the oldest. Alright. After he begot Methuselah, Enoch, third time, walked with God. Walked with God. 300 years. Now, if you walk with God, I mean, normally when you see God, you're normally, up in heaven and stuff. But for 300 years, he walked with God. But this is what baffles me. And had sons and daughters. So at 65, it didn't say anything about sons and daughters. But it said he walked with God for 300 years. And then it goes that he had sons and daughters. So for 300 years, he was going back and forth with God. Walking with God. In hand, partner, buddy, pal. Come on, man. I mean, that's something. So all the days of Enoch was 365 years. And Enoch walked with God. And he was not, for God took him. And that's it. That's all it says about Enoch. No red ink, no nothing. There's really not much emphasis on Enoch. But yet, Enoch, prior to everything on Genesis, Adam, Eve, Cain, Abel, he was the only one out of all these old farts that walked with God. Nobody else did that. So, I know some of you might be religious and all that and, know the Bible in and out. I really don't know the Bible in and out. I mean, I really don't. I wish I did, but I don't. But my mom, she did. But I noticed she had something. She was done with the Bible, did her years with the Bible, and then she dove into Enoch. She found a book, Enoch. And that is what really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. So, check it. The book of Enoch, Jubilee, and Jeshurun. Now, my mom didn't quite finish this book like she did the Bible. I mean, she was getting too weak and had to deal with a lot of stuff. But if you do have a book of Enoch, I strongly recommend that you get the book of Enoch. There's a reason why it's not in the Bible. Yeah, it might have been in the Bible and somebody took it out, but I really strongly believe that it was not supposed to be in the Bible. I think it was just supposed to be something of Enoch, and I don't know the purpose, but I'm telling you what, if you read Enoch, you're going to find out a lot of stuff. But let's check out Enoch. So if you do have Enoch, whip it out. Check it out. But if not, let me read it to you. You got something in here. about the Watchers. I'm going to get to that because I think the Watchers has something to do with Revelation in the Bible. And I'll get to Revelation too. I mean, I don't want to scare you or anything like that. I'm not trying to fearmonger or anything. I just want you to open your mind. Critically think instead of being submissive like we have been through all this whole schooling system. We've been puppets. We have been puppets. And I will tell you, I will connect the dots for you to show you how. Alright, so go to Enoch 6. Let's check out Enoch 6:6, okay? And they were in all 200, and descendants in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon because they sworn and bound themselves mutual imprecations upon it. They is referring to the fallen angels, also mentioned very shortly in Genesis. Giants among them, the fallen angels. Alright, now let's take a little pause here. Let's take a pause. Remember Mount Hermon, okay? But let's take a little pause. If you are to think that Jesus was the only one, I mean, not Jesus, but Satan, if you were to think that he was the only one to come down and cause the chaos, come on, man. Let's break this down in reality and how we act. We are from God, in God's image. Angels were supposed to be servants of us. We had a glow. We were naked. We were beautiful. We were perfect. Lucifer, Satan, was pissed off with that. He did not want to be another. He was a servant of God. He didn't want to be a servant of us. So let's break this down in schoolyard. In schoolyard, you got a big bully, okay? You got the biggest, baddest boy in the school. You know it. So he's going to have a right-hand dude. It's his main dude. Going to do just as much, but not as badass. But he's still going to do something. And then you go all the way down the line until you got this little, the guy that just wants to be in the cool crowd. He'll pick on whoever that they do. He'll follow the crowd. But that group, that clique, they're going to pick on him. But he's still going to follow him. The angel's going to have his buddies. Not all of them. Gabriel, Michael, Raphael. They were all buddies. But there were other angels. Enoch just tells you the name of the fallen angels that came down beside Satan. Satan was the dude. But he had chiefs. It'll tell you the names of the chiefs of 10,000. Anyways. Satan gets pissed, drops down. God even said to Abraham, hey look, you look up in the sky, all these stars are going to be your kids. That's a lot of damn stars, man. In the Bible it also says that every child is going to have at least 2 angels. That's why you don't mess with kids. I was messed with as a kid. Maybe because for this purpose, for another purpose I don't know yet. That's not for me to know. That's for me to go through life to find out. But those stars are angels. I mean, who told you they were stars? Somebody told you they were stars. Somebody told you that was a planet. You don't know. It's taken away from the Bible, the truth of God. A piece of bread is God. But you start taking off little pieces. And it's not a full piece of bread. It's a half piece, quarter piece. You don't know the truth. These angels came down. Fallen angels, the fallen ones. They landed on Mount Hermon to orchestrate a little deal. And in the Bible it says that they came and they pretty much desecrated us. The devil came down and spat in God's face by desecrating us. By showing us what? Knowledge. Instead of the truth, which was God. He gave us knowledge. These fallen angels knew the knowledge. Herbs, roots, spells, mischievousness. It's all in Enoch. It tells you exactly what they do, and we'll get to that. But anyways, these fallen angels landed on Mount Hermon. They asked Enoch, Enoch was like the messenger. That's why he walked 300 years with God. He was the messenger. So, Mount Hermon. Why is Mount Hermon so synonymous? Let's check this out. What I showed you in that back of the Bible, almost every Bible has a map. So let's check that back of that again. Mesopotamia, right there, Mesopotamia. That little mountain area. Over there's Iran, Mesopotamia. Babylon, Iraq, Syria, Turkey, yeah. Mesopotamia. This mountain range has Mount Hermon. Okay? The top of the summit. Well, guess what? To this day, there is something on top of Mount Hermon. It is a United Nations base camp. You want some deception? I told you this is going to be about deception. The United Nations is not united. It is singly funded by the puppeteers. Remember how I told you Smithsonian? See who funds Smithsonian. See who funded the United Nations. You'll connect the dot. They're up there. On the east side of the mountain lies Iran. Really nothing. No Babylon, no nothing like that. There is really nothing over on the east side of that mountain. On the west side, that is where a lot of stuff is going on. That is where a lot of knowledge. People strive for power. That's just the way it is. I mean, we're not perfect anymore. We pretty much lost all that. We try to be godlike. We get deceived by Satan, by Lucifer, by the demons, Nephilim, fallen angels, all that stuff. Syria has a lot to do with it. But anyways, back to Iran. I think that we haven't messed with Iran because they don't have anything of knowledge, have anything of power. None of that fallen angels. There was really very much limited on Iran. That might be why we're not messing with them. Just a little thought to check something out. But let's go to the news. That was Iran. Now, you got the United States is still in Mosul. Even though we're getting, hostile with North Korea, even though we're getting kind of, a little, I don't know how to say it, a little tension with Russia. Why the hell are we in Mosul? If we got all this other worldly aspects by other people besides ISIS that we created. CIA created. I mean, the CIA is deceivious. There is a lot of deception. 9/11 was a deception. That was not done by terrorists. It really wasn't. I mean, go through, actually research it. Instead of believing somebody, research. If you don't believe it, find out if there's any truth to it. And you might say, oh man, it's not true. Then prove it. Show it. Go through all the falsifications that you believe are false and prove them wrong. They could be right. It could open up your mind to critically thinking. I mean, come on, man. You got 2 towers that fall in Tower 7. Far distance away that never got hit by a plane, crumbles the same way. And then out of all that rubble of the Twin Towers, you find a perfect passport. Bones and bodies and planes have all disintegrated, heated up. But yet the one thing that didn't get scorched at all, no burn marks, nothing, was a passport by a terrorist. Well, the CIA told us that there were mass weapons in Iraq. Deception. Alright, well now, we are still over in Mosul. That is over in Mesopotamia. Mount Hermon. Iraq. Alright. You got, we sent attack drones to South Korea. What the hell? Now, China does trade with South Korea for coal, I do believe. But they are allies with North Korea. We are allies with South Korea, and so is Japan. We're allies with Japan. Japan kind of does that. But North Korea is kind of, showboating. They just got a new toy, and they want to showcase it. Hey, yeah, we're up there with y'all. Well, they would kind of be showboating if they got backed by somebody, by China. And China's kind of pissed off because, well, hey, they want to be one of the world leaders. And with Trump being elected, that pretty much took care of the TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership. That's where every trade would be equal and it wouldn't be regulated, and to where our efforts of making something would be, basically, our wages would go down. Our stuff wouldn't be valued as much. But we sent attack drones over there. South Korea. Now Japan. About 3-4 months ago, I think it was. I don't know. It was right around the presidential debate. Japan did something they haven't done since World War II. And that was pretty much boast their power. Basically ratify one of their little bills that they said, hey, we are going to protect ourselves and our allies, and that means we're going to boost our stuff up. That was before North Korea launched its missiles here recently. Now Japan did that a couple months ago, and all this, I'm telling you, all this is already orchestrated. All of it's already in place. The chess piece has already been laid out. This is all orchestrated. Deception. Do not think that this is, oh, it just happened. No, this was already planned. All this was, everything. Here in America, all the turmoil that we have here, all the turmoil over there across the seas, everything. Now you got our stocks, some of the highest ever. But then on a presidential term, on a presidential, during the whole candidacy and all that, you had Trump say that, hey, if the interest rates go up, it's going to implode. You got Japan doing stuff they haven't done since World War II. You have a lot of tension since World War II. What happened in World War II? Prior to 1930s, the Great Depression. We had a recession. They call it the Great Recession. They didn't have the balls to call it a depression because they knew it wouldn't be. They were just getting enough money to fund themselves so they could fund this damn war. I'm telling you, there are people playing both sides, just like they did in World War II, just like they did in World War I. These people, the original Rockefeller and Rothschild. Look it up. Soros is just trying to get his hands in that little mix. And I got a little tidbit on Trump. I'll get into that. If you subscribe, I'm telling you what, I will entertain your mind. I'm telling you, I will entertain you. For true. Alright, so let's just picture this. We need something to be like, yeah, just like in World War II. We knew that Japan was going to come over there and attack us. We knew that. Germany and everybody was telling us, hey, don't mess. Don't be trading with nobody. We're going to war. Don't be messing with it. If you're going to be remaining neutral, stay neutral. Don't be trading with nobody. But instead, we traded with Britain. We traded with everybody. back door. Okay, we put it on little cargo ships. Oh, it's just cargo. No, it had weapons. It had help, assistance of Britain. We knew about Japan. We gave them routes and specifics of what to do. Dive deep into your stuff. Research a little bit. Don't just believe what they tell you in high school, in middle school, in college. Use your critical thought. Quit being submissive. There's more to the picture. If you actually think that they flew across the sea and we didn't know about it, really? We had the CIA then. We had people then. We even had one of the admirals went to school in California. They came back to Japan to lead the war. Alright. Trump tells us that, hey, if the interest rates or anything happens with the stock market, it's going to implode. Now, we are damn near $220 trillion in debt. In debt, that means interest rates have stayed low, and you might think it's all hunky-dory. All this material, all these, oh, get this car for zero down, zero interest. You might think that's all great. Let me tell you what, if it burns, it's going to be great then, ain't it? No, it ain't going to be great. All this stuff is superficial. You need to worry about you, your kids, your food, your water. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just trying to open your mind to get you prepared to be aware. A prepared mind is an aware mind, and you can survive for anything. Trump is good at one thing: bankruptcy. Me, personally, I don't think he's going to bite the hand that feeds him. The puppets, the ones that control the history, the ones that control the money, he's not going to bite that. He knows he needs that money. He knows he needs something, some kind of collateral. But I do think that there is going to be something going down very soon with the stock. The stock has never hit this high ever before. I mean, you might be basking in glory. Okay, fine, basking in glory, but I'm telling you what, you better pull that money out. You better keep a tight grip on it. Because pretty soon, if we go to war, none of that's going to matter. Because whoever wins, that's the currency that we're going to live by. If there is a currency. This is all an agenda by the Illuminati, by the czars, the globalists, to make it one world, one nation, one language, one currency. Revelation tells us that it's going to happen. We got to fight against it. Open your mind. If something happens to that stock, bottoms out, let's just say, just like the Great Depression, how did we get out of that? We went to war. War helps us to fund, to finance, to help get motivated, to give us a reason to go to war, to make sure that we have the morale. So you could have the stock crash before the war, or you could have the war that just helps build it up to where it would give us more revenue to pay stuff out. But one thing for true, Trump knows how to deal with the money. I'm not going to commend him all that much. I mean, hey, him versus Hillary, I'd take him. Lesser of the two evils. Hillary's going to jack stuff up. Everything was already in place. She already had ties to the United Nations, who owns the History Channel, which says everything, ancient aliens and all that. Come on, man. Aliens from outer space. We haven't even been to the moon. Like I said, I'll get into it. But anyways, we're getting set up. A lot of deception. We're still in Missoula for something. I think, personally, that it's to get the last bits of knowledge that these fallen angels have down there. Because every angel, in Enoch, it describes the names, and it also tells what they have brought, what knowledge that they had. Knowledge ain't good. Wisdom's better. But man wants that knowledge. Man wants that power. Knowledge is what? Power. Alright. So now, we got the drones. We got stocks. And we got that war that could come. And it does seem very inevitable now with Japan sending out their biggest warship. They're going out and they're just going to float the docks of China. And China said, hey man, 90% of this water is ours. They're even making islands. They're making islands in the water. Land that's never been there. They are making islands. But Japan is they're testing. I mean, little tinky Japan, because we are backing them. They're going out there on that little water in their big carrier. I mean, they can't have planes and stuff, but they can have helicopters because they're still under the embargo since World War II. I mean, it's been 70 years, but I mean, come on now. And they're out there testing the waters, just taunting, like, do it, throw the first punch. I mean, that's how it goes. Throw the first punch, whoever throws it, you better make sure you finish it. Now, let's go into Revelation. And this is going to be fun. You got Turkey protesting, right? I mean, here just the past couple days, Turkey protesters started going up against the cops. You got the very synonymous little video about a dude going up there taking down a Dutch flag. Yeah, the Dutch flag, putting up the Turkey flag. Why is that even relevant, you might ask? Turkey's right above Syria. If you noticed, Aleppo, Mosul, all these places, they have so much to do. So much to do with the Bible. So much to do with Revelation. So, I don't know if I can find it. I know I did write it down. Alright. Oh yeah. I'll get into how the Rothschilds are in Revelation among themselves. But please subscribe. I do want to leave it off with this whole Turkey aspect, though, because this is a deception. I mean, deception's always been evident. I mean, you got the Vault 7, you got Snowden, who has been in hiding, and he tried to tell us 2, 3, 4 years ago, hey, we're getting fucked by the CIA. He was employed by them, ratting them out. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like the rats, but still, something like that, he's trying to protect us. But we were so busy to outcast him. Every politician and everything. Dude was right. But we can't do anything because we are broken. We are not united. I mean, we're pitting ourselves up against the cops. Everything. We're pitting ourselves up against our own damn president. Our commander-in-chief. I mean, there is so much discord going on that everybody's just flying around wailing. And the people in control are laughing their asses off. They are. Everything is going down how it should be. If you look in Revelation, it's a damn textbook right there. It is all lined up. All lined up for you. Alright, yeah. Here we go. Now, Revelation. What was synonymous about Revelation? Who did Revelation? John. It was through John's writing, through John's eyes. John wrote all this to 7 churches, which are in Asia. Are they? Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamos, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, Laodicea. This is pretty much Revelation, first chapter. I mean, go get a damn book. I mean, I don't mean to say damn, but you know what I mean. Even if you're not religious, it's just something to just read, just to read. If you don't believe it, fine, you don't believe it, but at least you read, opened your mind up. Now, these are the 7 churches. Ephesus. Where's that at? You go to Google Map, type in Ephesus. It's in Turkey. What? Smyrna. Where's that at? Turkey. Let's see here. Where was, oh yeah. Just so you know, John was on an island called Patmos. An island in Turkey. Alright. Pergamos. Pergamum. Pretty much Pergamum. That is very, very synonymous. But we'll go to these other ones. Thyatira, south of Istanbul. And I'm pretty sure that you've heard of Istanbul by CNN, MSNBC, the ones that pretty much lie to you and corrupt you with deceit. Akashar, that's pretty much what it's called now. Sardis, Philadelphia, and Lusitania. They're all in Turkey. All of them are in Turkey. Now, Pergamum. What is synonymous about that place? It is also called, well, Pergamum is what it's also called. But it is by Turkey. And where else? Syria. Syria.